Hello, everyone, and welcome to the original Rebel Racing League Make-A-Wish 200 here from Daytona International Speedway. I am Zach Wetstein, and I'm here with Alex Veith. How you doing, Alex?
Good, good. Ready for some good restrictor plate racing. We had some good action Sunday night in the truck league race. Almost four wide, two rows back at the stripe.
Yep, so as you see on screen, the track temperature currently is 72 degrees. This is a night race, so the temps for the track aren't going to get too high. They will grow as the cars run on track. The cars are about to get ready to qualify. They're qualifying currently, and we'll head to that.
Qualifying here at restrictor plate tracks is really an art. You really got to take your warm up lap and build up as much speed as possible. And the way you do that is you hug that wall as tight as you can, just because it's the longer way around. You got more time to build up speed. And then as soon as you come in the tri-oval, you stick those left side tires right on that yellow stripe, and you don't move it all the way around. Some people get it, some people don't.
All right, so real quick, sound is a little messed up in iRacing, so um, going to switch over to the pre-broadcast real quick so I can get this figured out for you guys. There we go. Just resetting a couple things before we get underway here. And then I'll get you guys back to the track. All right. As we are watching qualifying currently, as you see Hendry at the pole so far with the 54.84 going for his second lap. So, not many challenges here, Alex, in qualifying in terms of, it's only one car on track. It is solo qualifying, not group. But obviously, the challenges ramp up a lot when it comes to the race.
Yeah, it's you gotta maintain your patience. This is a long 75 laps. If you don't, if you get impatient and start making moves and upsetting people, you're not gonna have any friends to push you to the win at the end.
Yeah, and I mean, we mentioned it before we went live to each other. We have a really nice pack to start off the season here in the Extreme Xfinity series. In practice, we had around 32 cars. We're going to see how many actually do a qualifying lap here. So, a great pack to have at Daytona and a great pack to start off the fresh season.
And straight to the point where we're used to seeing him with a 53.78.
Garrett Kinder setting the pole lap so far,
By
barely beating Zach Wilson.
thousands.
See if we can't get anyone else on track. Sam Wetstein's coming to a stop. A lot of people finishing out their lap. We're going to go on board here with Michael Hintz. Like we mentioned, not really any challenges as we're on board here with Michael. Riding alone at Daytona. When you're riding alone, there's a lot of room, it seems like. But you mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast the truck race 3 and 4 wide, especially at Daytona. That's when the track seems to be really small.
Yeah, it once you get anything over once you get three wide, there's not a whole lot of room for error for anybody. Michael Heights in the 21 spot with a 55.26.
Jamie Barkus coming around with the second lap. Gonna move up to third position with 5 minutes left in qualifying. You know, it's most important to lead the last lap, but here at Daytona and really any super speedway, if you can be up front for the majority of the race and control the pack, it's a lot more comfortable near the end of the race than being in the middle of the pack where all the fun stuff is happening.
Yeah, when you get in the middle of the pack, you're really, yeah, like you said, if you're up front, you're controlling the pace. Whether you're getting too big of a run, you got to check up. Well, that slows down everybody behind you. And if you spit that, I mean, there's some guys who will sit in the back of the pack and just wait until 15, 20 to go to make a move. But sometimes that's just too late. There's nothing they can do, and they're stuck back there.
Yeah, I think Dale Jr. said it best. I mean, he's mentioned multiple times that he gets really bored playing it safe, no matter what lap it is, lap 1 or lap 200 of the Daytona 500. He really likes to be aggressive at all times because he feels like if he's just sitting in one spot waiting for the big one to happen or waiting for the end of the race to come around, he'll eventually get into the big one. And if you're out front, unless you get wrecked by second place, it's a lot easier to stay out of the big one here at Daytona. The big one is, something that, we expect. It's only about when it's going to happen that we really worry about because, when you get aggressive here, it can bring big wrecks and cautions out. So just, keep an eye out for when that happens. As we look at the top two, I mean, just neck and neck. Kinder barely being out Zach Wilson for that pole spot. And you'll see throughout the field only a little under a tenth and a half separating 20th and 1st. 20th and 1st, the top 20. So not a lot separating a pack in qualifying and even less separating a pack in the race. As we are coming to 2.5 minutes left in qualifying. 27 cars qualified so far. Looks like 6 cars yet to qualify. See if they go out on track soon. It's probably too late at this point.
Get one lap if they go out now.
Yeah.
Some of these guys are probably just going to start in the back and hang out.
Yeah, but, just like I mentioned, if you sit in the back, it can make it a little bit easier for you to maybe get caught up in that big one. So, differing strategies here. A lot of people qualifying, but some people that just want to chill in the back and see what happens throughout the race. This race was originally 100 laps, shortened to 75 as I pull up the schedule as you see. 75 laps tonight around this 2.5 mile oval. And there is your 10-week schedule for this series. Again, just like tonight's race, laps are scheduled, or not scheduled, but are subject to change. So we will let you know if that happens, whenever that happens, as you see Atlanta next week. Atlanta, a 1.5-mile track that a very bumpy track because they haven't repaved it yet, and they've kept saying they are going to repave it, but have yet to do it because people like Kevin Harvick, he's so successful there. He just really doesn't want them to change that track at all. And we will also show you our 4 main series in this league. The sister league for Thursday nights as well, but as you guys saw yesterday. But for the Rebels Racing League, Sunday night trucks at 10 p.m. That is brought to you by Intensity Broadcasting. Extreme Xfinity Series, which is this series that you are watching tonight, qualifies at 9 p.m. Saturday night Send It race, which you'll see tomorrow. That league starts at 8 p.m. And then Tuesday night Dirt Invader series on Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock at night. As you see, 3 of those brought to you by us, Rebel Racing Network. And again, Intensity Broadcasting bringing you the Sunday Night Truck Series.
If there's anything I learned from the Sunday night race, it's watch out for the 11 if he qualifies or if he goes out. I'm not sure if he's going out or not, just because he didn't turn a lap. But the 11 and the 76 work really well together.
All right. Gonna go ahead and bring up your grid for this race. Garrett Kinder with the pole spot. Zach Wilson not far behind him in second. Jamie Barkas in the third position. Shane Jenkins in the fourth position. And Patrick Drabick rounding out the top 5. David Necula in the 6th position. Jesse Necula in the 7th position. Damian Cairns in the 8th position. Mike Uribe in the 9th position. And rounding out the top 10, Kyle Roberts. In the 11th spot, Justin Hendry. 12th spot, Tony Calhoun. Sorry about that. 13th, Michael Swink. Sam Wetstein, the 14th position. Qualifying 15th, Rich Yeoman. 16th, T.S. Swank. 17th, William Griffith. Brandon Wallace in the 18th position. Josh Lokenvins qualifying 19th, and Eric Santee rounding out the top 20. Michael Hantz in the 21st position, Tyler Rice in the 22nd position, Richie Ferris in the 23rd position, qualifying 24th, Mickey Isaac. Chris Heiner in the 25th position to start this race, Philip Manzo in the 26th position, qualifying 27th, Richard Williamson, Fry Hubbard in the 28th spot, Josh Oswald in the 29th position, Evan Amick in the 30th spot, Joaquin Meza in the 31st spot. Brian Howell qualifying 32nd. And rounding out your field is Jason Warren.
You'd think the 92 and 29 are related.
Yeah, I think so. I would hope, anyways. As you see these guys double file out on track, getting ready to start the first race of the season here at Daytona International Speedway. 75 laps, 200 miles. It's going to be a fun one.
You can't beat restrictor plate racing.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk Cup Series tracks, it almost seems wrong to start off a season if it's not Daytona International Speedway.
I've actually toured this facility, and the bank, like, if you've never been there, the banking in person is unreal. Everything is so unreal. It was such a surreal experience. It's $10 to go do it. If you're ever in Daytona Beach, I cannot say enough good things about it.
Yeah, me and my father in 2016, we went to the Coke 400, and we got to sit on the front stretch banked part. And I mean, that's not even the highest banked part of the track, and I mean, I was still felt like I was falling as the pace car is about to pull off, and we are about to go green.
75 laps around this 2.5 mile track. Let's kick the tires and light the fires. We're going green flag racing. Looks like the low line got a better start. Up on the get-go. Let's see what the bottom line or the top line can get going.
Yeah, early on, those front two and the outside line kind of left in no man's land. That inside, like you said, is better together with those front 5 or 6 on the inside. The outside line starting to fight back here, though. It looks like in that second position, Jamie Barkas fighting back, trying to take that lead and lead lap 1.
Yeah, pretty well 2x2. There's a little bit of 3 wide back there towards the back. Looks like he got tucked in.
Yep, as Garrett Kinder will lead the first lap of this 75 lap race. But, I mean, Daytona, it's going to be contested every single lap. As long as there's an outside line, that lead is not safe by any means. Zach Wilson, your second place starter, fighting on the outside line, trying to take the lead away from Garrett. Jamie Barkus wasn't successful. We'll see if Zach Wilson has a little bit better luck. Coming around out of turn 4, that outside line still struggling a little bit to get that front guy out to the lead. Just not getting enough momentum yet out of the turn because that inside line does have the better run going into the turn. It's just that outside line gets a way better run on the exit of the turn, but not enough yet to take the lead away from Garrett Kender. Still 2 by 2. About 9 or 10 rows deep. These guys do not want to go single file here at all.
Now, once you get single file, then it gets boring and it gets really fast.
See if Zach Wilson out of turn 4 will be able to make that outside work.
He's trying to tuck down there, get a little bit of side draft of those guys in the bottom lane.
Yeah, you mentioned side draft. That's something you have to do, to keep momentum from that other line. And that's what he's trying to do here to possibly take the lead away from Garrett Kender. Side by side, if he can get a good run out of the turn and stay hooked up, he should be able to take the lead. And it looks like he's going to be able to do it successfully. Jenkins not able to come with him, and they're wrecking.
They're wrecking
Into 3 and 4. The big one has
big
already
one.
happened.
One of probably many.
Oh, man.
That is just about everybody.
Problems.
Oh.
We're going to go back here with... let's find Zach Wilson. As we're already seeing wrecking in front of him, and I mean, you see there on your screen just about everybody in the back of the pack taken out.
Just like miscommunication with the spotter and the driver of the 31, and just mayhem ensues. I think everybody but Zach was in that.
Yeah. Yeah, they have one quick repair tonight, and just about everybody is going to use it.
Just about everybody is already on pit road except for Mr. Zach Wilson.
At least I believe they have a quick repair. It's showing a lot of these guys out of the race, but I don't know if they...
fast repair, it seems like.
Yeah, I was told that they would. We'll see if these drivers that are showing out come back.
Yeah, it might not be open pit for these guys yet. Trying to avoid that EOL.
Yeah, we're starting to see a lot of these guys that were showing out coming back into pit road, it looks like. Potentially.
That's not what you want. You don't want to have to use that one fast repair you get on lap 6, lap 5.
Yeah, really. Not a good way to start this race. Lap 5 already, taking just about everybody out in that wreck. I mean,
there's a few guys in that elected not to pit. It's like the 81, the 92. The 8.
Yeah, for some reason it's showing some of these guys out on the scoring that aren't. See if we can't get that fixed up.
01 has got a little bit of damage.
Yeah, sorry about when we were going back to the wreck. I don't know what was happening there. Stuff was glitching out for a second, so apologize about that. As we'll see if they get the one to go this time by.
I was about 30 seconds away from commenting on how well they were keeping it clean. Right? Looks like the top line is going to be 2 damaged race cars. Let's see if they can get anything going on this restart.
Yeah. So I mean, surprised to see them not use that quick repair they have. Maybe they're thinking if I can stay in the draft, my car should be fast enough. As you see Eric Santee out there in the second position. Maybe thinking to himself, maybe my car in the draft, even with this damage, should stay fast enough that I can save this quick repair in case I get terminal damage later on in the race. So
They've delayed the green flag for another lap.
Okay.
Might not have everybody racked up, ready to go quite yet.
Yeah, not sure why it's showing some of these guys on the scoring ticker as out. We'll see if they all get together again, or if they all get back into a tight pack, if that fixes itself. Hopefully it does. Because it's showing the top 19 on track, and then it's showing Josh Oswald is out.
Mr. Oswald is on the track there.
Yeah. We're going to go back to green on lap 9.
It's like the 92 dipped off. He's going to go ahead and probably burn that fast repair.
If these guys are back and situated, we should be going green this time by. As we are stacked 2 by 2, ready to go green once again. First restart of the race. I hate to call the first start of the race a restart, so first caution restart of the race, anyways. Call it as you want, anyways. Zach Wilson still leading this race, or is now leading this race, and will lead the pack to the restart on lap 9 of 75 laps. So long way to go still for these guys to get this thing situated and find ourselves a winner.
Tell you what, the 51's got the best pusher I've ever seen behind him in Fry Hubbard.
Yeah, Fry Hubbard, he started in the back, and, well, now he's up 25 spots from where he started. Avoided that wreck nicely, I would assume, and is now going to restart third.
Sunday night, I watched him push Kinder 3 wide from 19th all the way to the lead and extended a 2-car length lead over the whole pack.
As we're getting ready to go green once again, Zach Wilson is off, and we are running a nice lead for him so far. Fry Hubbard and him really far away from the pack. We'll see if that hurts them. Wrecking in the back, Michael Swink.
Already. Those are a lot of guys that were already involved in an accident.
Bring out another caution. Let's see what happened to Swink here. 3 wide, and just gets into the 81 and starts another wreck here on the restart. Just as we were getting going green, another wreck. We'll go back live with Zach Wilson. Him and Fry Hubbard, that restart, I mean, they got far out in front of the rest of the pack. I was going to say that if, they stayed that far out, it might hurt them third place, having a lot of momentum, maybe passing them up if they're too far out, but I guess we'll never know what would have happened there.
Yeah, this is going to look like the Gatorade Duels, bunch of tore up race cars by the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, Eric Jones came home and won a race with a damaged car, so why can't one of these guys?
Yeah, that was Denny Hamlin pushed him to win in that one. Speaking of Jones and Denny Hamlin, there's a little bit of controversy after Martinsville.
Yeah, Eric Jones being told to not pass Denny Hamlin and didn't get any, any suspension or fines thrown at him for that. And that keeps Denny Hamlin in the championship 4. As we will pull up, once again, while we're here under caution, the Extreme Xfinity Series schedule, as you see next week, is in Atlanta. Fun 10-week schedule mixed with a bunch of different styles of racetracks, road courses, short tracks, 2.5-mile tracks, 1.5-mile tracks. So you're going to get a lot of variety throughout these 10 weeks, and I'm looking forward to all of these races, but I think Watkins Glen catches my eye in terms of a race to be ready for.
Oh, I am really excited for that road course.
That will come week 6, December 11th. So about a month and a week away, so looking forward to that, but got our eyes set on Daytona International Speedway currently. Lap 11, 2 cautions so far. One big one moderate wreck. We said that there would be a big one, and we said that it could happen at any time, and it happened on lap 6. So unfortunate. If you guys don't know, or if you just joined us, these guys had one quick repair for their cars, and most of the pack has used one already after a lap 5 wreck that caused a bunch of these guys to hit the wall or just hit another driver.
Curious to see what kind of pit strategy gets played. I'm not exactly sure what kind of fuel load they have.
I was told that they are good on fuel the whole way, so looks like they just have to worry about keeping their cars going straight. And tires are an interesting talking point here, because Talladega, it doesn't use much tire, and so you don't talk about tires too much. But Daytona International Speedway, you turn the wheel a little bit more here, causing your tires to wear out just a little bit more, and you can get loose in and out of the turns here if you're on really old tires.
Yeah, and a little bobble like that, and if you're not ready for it, could be catastrophic for the field.
Absolutely, especially if it's one of our leaders, like it was to start that big one that we saw. It was second and third place, and second place got turned, and, well, there's not really anywhere to go for a lot of these guys mid-pack when second and third place are wrecking. As we're getting ready to go green once again, looks like out of our starting drivers, most of them are still on track, if not all. Sorry guys, the sim racing live or iRacing live timing and iRacing are kind of being glitchy tonight, so I apologize about that. So we are coming around to the front stretch for our second restart of the race. I'm going to see if these guys can keep it straight for at least a lap this time. As we are back racing here again at Daytona, Zach Wilson, another nice restart. Fry Hubbard's starting on the outside this time around, not the inside behind Zach Wilson. So, he has his eyes set on that lead.
Top liner really needs to get something going.
Yeah, I believe they will. It'll take a couple laps or so, but especially with Fry Hubbard leading that pack, I think they'll get going pretty well and challenge Wilson for that lead. As I say it.
89.
Just as I said it, they're now side by side for the lead. Fry Hubbard falling back a little bit. Not having the momentum he had. Not a lot of side drafting from these front guys that we were seeing just a couple laps ago. So being aggressive, but also not being too aggressive in side drafting. Maybe leave the tight side drafting for the end of the race.
Yeah, maybe that second caution kind of calmed them down.
Yeah, coming around, we'll still have 60 laps to go. So these guys are definitely going to have to test their patience and, not be too aggressive here. As Fry Hubbard going to the lead now. A really nice push from Tony Calhoun to push him to the lead. We'll see what Chris Heiner can do for Tony Calhoun now that he's leading that pack.
Got that good-looking M&M's car.
Yeah, it seems like the outside, eventually, if you get enough people, gets a really nice run. And the front two hooked up and are running away from the rest of the pack. Not for long.
Yeah, if Josh Oswald can get on the back bumper that 24, I think that top line could really make a statement and drive around that bottom line.
Yeah, the outside line's starting to thin out now, which, Fry Hubbard probably likes, because the less of an outside line there is, the better for him in terms of holding the lead for longer.
David Necula in the 92 is getting close to that 29 of Jesse Necula. See if those two can get hooked up and make a. I'm sure they're really wanting. They started side by side. I'm sure that was getting going, but I'm not sure it's just quite yet.
Yeah, we'll see if maybe they get into a little bit of more of a single file pack. I know that these guys are going to try to avoid that, as you see Calhoun there on the outside in the third row trying to fight back here. That outside line a little strung out. We'll see if they can get back together. But like I mentioned, Fry Hubbard really enjoying that view of nobody on his outside side drafting at all, and really controlling this race. We'll see if we haven't seen him lead. We'll see if he tries to block the outside line and really control the pack. It's a little bit early, but you never know what the leader might do.
Yeah, 12 car down low and slow. Wonder what's going on there.
Yeah, it looks like he might be having maybe engine problems or something. We don't see any smoke, but he is really slow there on the apron. Maybe just getting out of the lead pack's way. You see Tony Calhoun really fighting his way to the lead, it looks like. That outside line forming well. See if Fry Hubbard takes any attempt at blocking that outside line if they get to him. Gonna get a really nice run here out of two. Still only side by side in the third row. I'm kind of surprised these guys aren't side drafting a little bit more. You really need to make side drafting work to make passes here at Daytona. So
Yeah, especially with the low aero packages these cars have. Just look at the size of the spoiler on these cars compared to the trucks.
Yeah, the spoiler on these cars are a lot different than the Cup and the truck. It's also running a different, package than the Cup and trucks. And you really see that when you go to mile and a halves where trucks and Cup cars are able to, maybe be wide open at certain tracks, and these Xfinity cars really not able to.
Welkovich's down low, like he's having troubles too. Heard on the radio there's a wreck on the backstretch.
Caution comes out. We'll see who that was. Caution does come out. Try to go find who that was.
Looks like Mickey Isaac and Joaquin Meza.
Yeah, we're going to go back and see what happened to them. Hopefully. I don't know. iRacing's being really glitchy tonight. Not sure why. Not able to switch to them. Cameras are being really glitchy tonight as well. So not sure what's happening there. So apologize about that. Won't be able to see the wreck. I mean, I don't know what's happening tonight. Maybe the internet. It's a Friday night. Might be, a little bit worse. We'll see what we can make happen. Internet tonight's being a little bit, more annoying tonight than it usually has been.
I've been seeing a couple people blink out on my end, but I didn't know if that was on me or that was iRacing.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had these problems yet. I mean, we've streamed about 5 or 6 races now, and, the internet, these camera controls and all haven't really been that bad, but tonight I don't know what it is, but sometimes switching between cameras, it doesn't want to switch and it doesn't lock onto the cars, so I really do apologize about that. Hopefully try to get it fixed before tomorrow night's broadcast. I mean, I can't be for certain really what it is, other than maybe just the internet being a little bit worse tonight than usual. As you'll see some of these guys go down to pit road.
Getting some damage fixed, maybe taking some tires. Right sides, maybe.
A good amount of cars, too.
Top 4 and Josh Oswald.
Yeah, it looks like about 6 or 7 cars. Yeah, as we did just see there a car or two blinking, so iRacing might be a little bit off tonight. That might be what it is. You said you saw some people blink out as well?
Yeah, I wanted to say something, but I wasn't quite sure.
Yeah, because like I said, we really haven't had these problems on stream. So, iRacing might just be an iRacing thing. Hopefully it's an iRacing thing. I'd love for it to be an iRacing thing more than a me thing, per se.
Yeah. I just finished moving into a new house today with new internet, new everything. So I'm a little weary myself.
Well, for me, I haven't gone anywhere since starting these broadcasts, so that's why I'm hoping it's iRacing, because if not, might have to give a call to the internet provider, maybe.
Yeah, it was a mad dash to get my desk and my computer and everything all set up just for tonight. I don't know how I got it done, but I got it done.
Looks like the light's going to come off the pace car, and we'll go green once again.
Tony Calhoun lining up behind that 11 car. The car pushed him to the lead earlier. Let's see if those two can get hooked back up and maybe make a statement down there in that low line for Zach Wilson.
Yeah, if you can get a good push on that outside, I mean, it's really beneficial because you get a really good run on these leaders. It's just, you know, can you get a good push? Because if you can't, then nothing's really going to work on that outside line. So you're really dependent on the guy behind you. This is the unfortunate thing about Daytona and Talladega tracks like these is if you do get cautions, boy, are they long caution laps.
And they take even longer in the car.
Exactly. You're
You
so
used to doing 180 mile an hour, and next thing you know, you're doing 55.
Exactly. Crawling pace. We're used to maybe 70 or 80, depending on what kind of driver you are on the highway, and these guys are used to 180, 200, so vastly different speeds between real-life driving and NASCAR racing. Pace car pulls off. Fry Hubbard leading us to the green. A really good restart on the outside line by Tony Calhoun. Or is it Fry Hubbard? Fry Hubbard.
How about you? But I do catch myself drafting on the interstate.
Get in behind the car is Zach Wilson on that outside line, able to take the lead back from Fry Hubbard. We're going to see how aggressive Fry Hubbard is here, pushing Zach Wilson. And we're going to see the 24 car of Chris Heiner lead this outside line. We're going to see what he has. We haven't seen him out there yet. We've seen him as a pusher, and now we're going to see what he has leading that group as the front four of this inside line really stretching it out.
Oh, big move down. Was that Jesse Necula? Went from the high line to the low line.
Yeah, maybe realizing that inside line's starting to really strengthen and maybe wants to get to the inside while he can. We'll see if that outside line's able to build back up. Looks like we have about 6 cars out there. We'll see what they can do in the upcoming laps. But for now, Zach Wilson is leading this race and pretty comfortably. As comfortable as you can be at Daytona.
It's hard to tell them apart. They got matching schemes.
Yeah, that outside line really struggling right now, but you're going to see a couple of cars in that 4th or 5th position. It looks like Eric Santee or Josh Oswald, one of them two, are going to the outside, trying to be aggressive here. Josh Oswald there on the inside.
Eric Kinder's back in the top 10.
Looks like Eric Santee leading that outside pack. He does not want to sit in line in 5th position. He really wants to go take that lead away from Zach Wilson. This has been a kind of a constant ever since those first 2 cautions with Fry Hubbard and Zach Wilson out in the front 2 positions.
David Necula may be looking to peak.
3 wide.
The 81's getting hung out. Is the top line going to pick him up?
He's going to get in line, it looks like.
Ooh, that could have been catastrophic for the 81. He could have fell back to the back of the pack, but with nothing he could do.
Yeah, nice job by Santee. And maybe the 24 of Chris Heiner giving him a little bit of a break, letting him in.
Yeah, because the 81's going to remember that. He might be able to get behind that 24 and push him to the lead or something.
Yeah, and now David Necula leading that outside line. I think we need to go on board with one of these guys in the outside near the back, maybe Chris Heiner, and see what's going through his cockpit view here back in the 13th position. It's not 3-wide racing, so not a lot of drama for these guys over here, but as you see them getting a little dicey in front of them. Another thing to mention is your temps in your car. If you hook up wrecking right in front of Chris Heiner, and a wreck is happening here on lap 28.
Oh, and he's in it. Big damage for the 24.
We were on board when the car's right in front of him wrecked. We're going to go see what happened to those guys.
What a necklace.
As we're riding right behind Chris Heiner, we're going to see what happens in front of him. Oh, he goes to push him and pushes him in the right rear and turns him. And brings out our 4th caution, I believe. And you see the front end of that car completely gone. So if he's used a quick repair, he's more than likely out of this race, or at least out of contention for the win.
Tough break.
As we'll go back out front here with Zach Wilson. It's been like I said, a constant with these two up here leading this race, and we're going to see them side by side on this next restart.
Yep, looks like Tony Calhoun's going to be behind the 51 this time. See what Josh Oswald and the 11 of Fry Hubbard can get going. Maybe they might make a better tandem.
Yeah, Josh Oswald in the 4th position. We've seen him, be fast before, so I wouldn't think it would change at a super speedway because
Top 5 going down.
Yeah. A lot of guys pitting this time, going to go get tires. We're going to see how many tires Zach Wilson gets here. I don't know about you, but I didn't really see Zach Wilson's car go up on any either side to get tires.
I watched the 11 take 4.
And with those guys pitting,
Josh
your
Oswald took 4.
new leader Shane Jenkins. A little bit of a pit strategy call here to assume the lead at Daytona.
Yeah, we're not quite to halfway. I mean, we still got a lot of racing to go.
Yeah, I believe that's why they changed it from 100 laps to 75, because they noticed that maybe 100's a little too long of a race. 250 miles. I mean, that's what the real Xfinity guys are running on Daytona 500 weekend here. So shortened it to 75 laps just to make it a little bit shorter of a race. This is more of a, these guys are going to be competitive, but it's also a fun league to be a part of. These guys aren't too serious in terms of if they get wrecked, they're not going to, yell and scream or any of that.
Yeah.
So, not wanting to put them through 100 laps when it's a fun or a fun league like this. But still, 75 laps, a long race at Daytona. 40, 50-second laps, and a little bit shorter when you're in a pack because you're going a little bit faster, getting pushed. But 100 laps, I will agree with them, did seem a little long for this series.
I don't even want to think about doing 100 laps here.
Yeah, the only really race I've done that's gone, or that is a long race, is the Coke 600 and NIS, and boy did I regret doing that. That was the longest race of my life.
I've always kind of wanted to do one of the 24-hour races, but I am god-awful at road racing.
Yeah, I did a 24-hour race. I was a part of a team in like 2017, and um, we had really fast guys on our team, and we had about 2 or 3 different groups doing the 500 or 500, the 24 hours. Um, the top group being guys with high I rating and road course, and of course me. I was in the bottom group, but that being said, we did have a really fast setup, and would have won the race if we didn't have internet issues, but that's pretty off topic of what we're doing now, as we are coming around to go green once again, and we're going to see Shane Jenkins for the first time control the field. You see Fry Hubbard back in the 8th position.
Watch out. The 11 and the 76 are hooked up. Those two will be a force to be reckoned with.
Building back up to racing speed here at Daytona. That outside line looking really strong here on this restart. 13 of Michael Haints. Again, I mean, we're starting to see some names up here that we haven't really throughout this race yet. Guys that maybe being a little patient see that it's lap 32 and these guys up front were pitting and took advantage of that to take the lead and see if they can hold it side by side, racing for the lead. A little bit of side drafting, not too much though. As you see the 51 of Zach Wilson, he wants that lead back and he wants it fast.
Oh, he'll get it. He's just got to find some help somewhere.
There he goes.
There goes the top line.
And it looks like he's going to get it back. Not just yet. He's not able to dip down yet. I assume once he gets the lead, he will dip down there. Not just yet. You can tell he really wants it. He's clear, it looks like. Maybe he's sticking with the 13 of Michael Haints. Maybe not leaving him out to dry, and maybe wants to bring him with him into the 2nd position.
It just seems like that top line just got a little bit more momentum as the bottom line gets hooked up and passes them.
That's Daytona for you. Looks like one line's being dominant early, and then the other line comes out of nowhere. Still side by side racing for the lead. We've seen that outside string out a little bit when the laps start to build up, but that outside line really sticking with the inside line this time. I really think that Zach Wilson, he might not be clear yet, but I really think he wants to stick with Michael Heinz and bring him again to the top 2 spots with him. But we haven't really seen him clear that 31 of Michael Haints yet. We'll see what he does, if and when he does.
Yeah, it's easier to make enemies than it is friends in circuit plate races.
Yeah, one wrong bump, and you can make a lot of enemies on track. So we're on board here. Michael Lance side drafting. We're starting to see more of it here. Oh, and we see a guy go below the yellow line. He might be having motor issues. He might have gotten too hot. And that's going to bring Zach Wilson to the lead.
As we go by a lapper. One of the Necula guys, I'm not sure which one.
Do you think that was maybe him pushing Haints for too long and maybe blowing up that motor? We didn't see any smoke, but do you think maybe that's the result of that was?
Yeah, he was tucked up there for quite some time.
As we're still side by side for the lead. I mean, these guys are putting on an impressive show here. Not 1 inch being given. Not any of these guys want to give up this lead as the 76 of Garrett Kinder, a strong push to the 13.
Wrong move from the 13. You just gave the 76 and 11 nothing but clean air.
Yeah, Garrett Kinder, Fry, Hubbard on that outside now. Only 3 people, though, unless, yep, we're going to see Zach Wilson go up to the top. Almost blocking from Haints. not going to be able to do it, and that outside line is going to storm past him as he has nobody behind him to help, as he's just getting help here.
Yeah, help came a little too late there.
Yeah, that outside line really getting strung out now. As you see the first guy on the outside, Justin Hendry, in that 85 car, back in the 4th or 5th row of cars.
Good job of the labber at Tia Swing getting out of the way of these guys.
I mentioned how that outside line was really staying strong for a long time there. But when the 13 of Michael Heinz went to block that outside line, that inside line got broken up big time, which now has formed into the inside line, and a long line at that. Oh, looks like we have wrecking in the back. Who was in the wall there?
99.
Yeah, we see him have damage. We're going to check out what happened to him real quick. Oh, it looks like... Oh, yeah, we're going to get a view at it. Oh, wow. I had my eyes on the wrong person there. Maybe a little bit of net code with the guy on the inside there. He's going to have a lot of damage. As we're back with the leaders here on lap 39. 3 wide, a little bit back in the pack. That's going to get solved out and now 2 wide.
Single wide all the way back to 6th.
Yeah, Oswald not giving up on that outside. And honestly, I don't think he should, because we've seen guys, you know, like Hubbard or Heinz back there in 3rd and 4th. Once they see that outside line start to build up, they go out there. They want to take the lead. So I definitely think Oswald should continue to try to fight for that outside line.
I can tell you whose car's not going to get hot tonight. It is the 41 of Brian Howe running with no hood.
Yeah, he really doesn't, as we go back here.
It's a cool looking mashup of all the 41s of Stewart Hott Racing.
Yeah, we'll get a better view at that car. Yeah, a lot of different combinations on that car. As that outside line, we see Heinz go to that outside line with Oswald. We're starting to see a couple more cars go out there. Not enough yet, as there's only about 3 or 4, and they're very far. But you see these guys are starting to, you know, take their noses out to that outside line and see if they can get anything going.
Just about to the halfway point. We still got a lot of slicing and dicing to do.
Yeah, 35 laps to go. And Zach Wilson leading this race still. He's led a good amount of laps tonight. And, I mean, as you know, Alex, the only lap you need to lead is the last one. So, kudos to Zach Wilson for leading, you know, this many laps. But we'll see if he's in this position at the end of the race. A lot can happen in the next 35 laps. As we see
these guys could get tired of him, just hang him out and send him to the back.
Ooh, Zach Wilson almost gave Garrett Kinder a hole to go to on his inside. Luckily, Zach Wilson had enough room to Garrett Kinder to not allow him, as Garrett Kinder maybe looking to the outside, not just yet. So I'll ask you this. We're talking about, you know, coming to the closing stages of these this race. Would you rather be in first or be in that second position where maybe you can go to the outside and pass the leader?
Honestly, I'd rather be back there in 3rd, 4th, or 5th. You get a chance to either push somebody to win, or when you come out of that tri-oval, gloves come off. You can hang somebody out. You can make a move. It's make or break. Once you get that tri-oval, the white flag in the tri-oval, gloves come off. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, you can have friends here, you know, drafting partners, but once it comes to the last lap, like you said, I mean, everybody for themselves at that point, and everybody knows that coming into this race, that it doesn't matter who you talk to about being a drafting partner. Each of you knows once it comes to that last lap, it's everybody for themselves and to see who can win the race. That outside line, maybe building a little bit here. We see Michael Heinz on the outside, really does not want to give up, but as you see him move back to the inside there.
A wise man by the name of Tony Stewart once said, "I'll wreck my own grandmother to win a race."
And you really can't have hurt feelings if, now obviously you don't want to get wrecked, but if you get left out to hang at the last lap of the race, it's you want to have hurt feelings, but you can't. As we see a lap car on the outside, everybody's able to avoid him. Got a little dicey there though.
The draft giveth, and the draft will taketh away just as fast.
Oh, wrecking in the back. Michael Swink and a couple of other cars. Looks like Damian Cairns with him. We're going to go back and see what happened. Oh, a little bit further here. Oh. Looks like Sam Wetstein and a lapped car got together right in front of Michael Swink. Nowhere for him to go.
Tough break for those guys because I'm pretty sure they've all used their fast repair.
Yeah, but once you've used those and you get a damaged car that's damaged enough not to run in the pack, it's all but over for you. Unfortunately, that's what Daytona brings, with still 30 laps to go here at Daytona. Just under 15 cars. 14 cars on the lead lap on lap 45.
Starting to look like the shootout.
Yeah, it's not out of the realm, especially when you have more cars to have more wrecks. And we had 32 cars tonight, so it's a lot of crowd control in terms of working your way in and out of this pack. So it looks like, I think we've had 5 or 6 cautions, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think we're
So,
on
5, okay. And we see Fry Hubbard in the 3rd position. We're going to see some guys pit here. Just about everybody up here in the front.
The 11, the 07, and the 42 stayed out. And the 14 looks like.
Yeah, those guys are a lap down. The 14 of Cairns is a lap down. Wants to get his lap back. If he's the free pass, if there are free passes, he should get that. But if he wants the wave around, he's not going to get one with Fry Hubbard and Patrick Drabick staying out.
Yeah, they got the lucky dog turned on. I heard a couple of them getting called by earlier.
All right. We've seen it all race, and we're seeing it again. Pit strategy coming into play, whether to get tires or not. And the front two elected to stay out. And they're going to start first and second and lead this pack to green. So we'll see if that turns out well for those two.
Probably Hubbard side draft from the pace car.
Luckily in iRacing, you cannot make contact with the pace car, or else probably a lot of people would have ruined their cars by now.
You cannot be perfect in iRacing. You cannot hit the pace car.
Yeah, he's racing that pace car more than he's racing anybody else. Currently, anyways, as we're under caution. You're currently watching the Extreme Xfinity Series here at Daytona. Brought to you by Rebels Racing Network here on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Sunday Night Truck Series, though, at 10 o'clock on Sunday nights, brought to you by Intensity Broadcasting. They are also on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Also on the Rebel Racing Network, we have Saturday Night Send It, Rebels Cup Series at 8 o'clock at night. That will be tomorrow night. And Tuesday night, Dirt Invaders start at 9 o'clock. Alex, I believe you said in one of the broadcasts previously that starting early December?
Yep, that's my labor of love. We'll be starting December 1st in the street stocks. Let me find my schedule. I've drawn up real quick. Give you guys tuned in a little sneaky peek of what we're going to be doing here.
And there are still, while he's looking for that, there are still positions to fill in some of these series. Maybe not the Sunday Night Truck Series, but there still are positions to fill in your Tuesday night in Dirt Invaders and the Cup Series and potentially the Xfinity Series. We saw a lot of cars tonight. We'll see how many turn out next week, but there's still definitely positions to fill in this league. If you are interested, look it up on iRacing, the original Rebels Racing League. A lot of fun racing, chill racing. A lot of these guys in here are just here to have fun, and that's what iRacing is for. Just to, race, have fun, and, maybe have a drink or two.
Yeah, all right, so I've got the schedule pulled up. I'll give you the first 3 weeks. It is Lanier on December 1st, Lima Land on the 8th, and USA International Speedway on the 15th. Those are the first 3 are the 3 free dirt tracks and a free car. You got 3 weeks to try it out, see if you like it. If you're a pavement guy who's never run dirt, here's your chance.
As we're going back to green, Fry Hubbard leading the pack to the start-finish line. He's going to be clear with the lead. Behind him, Zach Wilson side by side with Jabik.
I know for a fact that the 76 and 11 want to get hooked back up. Let's see if they can get it done.
Yeah, Fry Hubbard, it's showing in terms of how Daytona races, up 27 spots from his qualifying position, which I don't think he laid a lap down.
He didn't turn a lap, no.
Just shows that that's worked out for him, and Zach Wilson right on his back bumper. Looks like Jabik will be leading that outside line there in the third or fourth lane. As Zach Wilson looking to the outside.
He's going to shut that top lane down. And maybe get a drive around the 11.
Yep, getting help from Patrick Jabik there on the outside. We'll see if he's able to clear for the lead out of the turn 2. Not just yet, still side by side for the lead. Fry Hubbard leading this race currently, but Zach Wilson wants that spot back.
I will say, for a Ford, that is a good-looking chrome pony.
We're seeing Evan and Mick there in the second position, that 70 Chevrolet, really trying to introduce his name into this battle with coming to 26 to go. Not a bad time to start getting into the battle for the lead. I'm really impressed. 2 restarts in a row that both lines have been able to stay together and race side by side for so many laps and keeping it clean. Hopefully that's not the announcer's jinx. Hopefully not. I don't want to be responsible for these guys getting wrecked out. Side by side, a little bit of side drafting from Zach Wilson. We're starting to see more and more to that, Alex. Side drafting as we're getting later into this race.
I'm sorry, I was not paying attention.
You're all right. I said that we're starting to see more and more side drafting as we're coming to lap 51 now. As we're on lap 51, we're starting to see a lot more side drafting with 25 laps to go.
Yeah, there's a lot of those guys that wanted to hang back and just hang out if they're still left. This is go time for those guys to start making a drive towards the front and throw their hat in the ring for this win.
Zach Wilson back in the lead at Daytona, and now Patrick Jabrik. I don't know where Evan and Mick. Okay, all right. Get my names a little confused, but that outside line now led by Patrick Jabrik. As we're coming up to a lap car, let's see how they're able to get by him. Looks like everybody's going to be able to get down and below that lapped car cleanly. Yeah, Patrick.
4-car pack building up back there. See if those guys can get hooked up with the main pack.
Yeah, as Patrick Drabrick really trying to make that outside work, but those front three are hooked up and flying right now. Oh, maybe a little bit of contact there. Able to keep it straight. That's impressive at Daytona. To get loose like that and not wreck is pretty impressive.
You can bump draft with the bumpers, but you cannot bump draft with the doors.
Definitely not. That will cause mayhem. As we say, Garrett Kinder moving to the outside line now. I'm going to see if he can get that outside line going again. And we have Fry Hubbard in the second position. And you know if there's an outside line building up, just like Zach Wilson did, he'll go to that outside to try to take the lead back. Maybe Evan and Mick there in the third spot in that 70 car. Maybe once that outside line gets built up, we'll see him go up and try to take the lead for the first time.
I think that's a side Garrett Kinder would like to see, a car he can draft off of, get that air broke up, get that high line going.
Yeah, if one car pulls out of the inside line, that breaks it up just a little bit to give that outside line a better run. Not seeing it just yet. Only 3 cars out there. They're trying to side draft and break that pack up a little bit. Side drafting, you know, takes a little speed off of the car that you are side drafting, which can, as I said, break up that pack just a little bit, enough for you to get a better run. But still only 3 out there.
There may be only 3 of them up there, but they are bumper to bumper. They are hooked up.
And they got to be careful not to blow the motor. As we saw one car earlier, get too hot. In second position, pushing the leader is that outside line. 4 people out there getting a really nice run with Garrett Kinder leading that pack.
They're starting to get some momentum up top.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely.
Brian Howell in that 41 car, he's showing, 41 car. Like you mentioned, maybe the front hood of that car off, but it's still pushing as he's pushing Garrett Kinder to the second position right now. I almost thought it said 4, but the 1 on his car is white and very difficult to see. Oh, and we're wrecking in the back. Evan and Mick able to keep it straight. Another nice save from him. And you know now he's wishing for a caution now that he's out of this front pack.
Just far enough back he might be able to catch that tail draft.
And what we had going with 2x2 is now gone after that almost wreck. Thankfully able to save it. It's just about everybody getting onto that inside line. But from what we've seen tonight with 20 to go, one single line won't last long. So we have maybe 2 packs here now. We'll see if that second pack, just a little bit behind this first pack, able to get to the back bumper. Brian Howell leading that pack right now.
Yeah, pretty tame single file though.
Yeah, and they got to keep it single file back there if they want to get back to this lead group. Only about 4 or 5, maybe 6 car lengths back. Should be able to make it up as long as they do stay single file. Little bit of side by side back there. Looks like Tony Calhoun, though, he's going to back off. Being pretty smart, he wants to stay single file back there right now.
Yeah, if you hop out there thinking you got the guy behind you is going to hop out and help you, you can get left behind really quick.
And just as we're saying that, Tony Calhoun to the outside. He wants to start that outside line. Not any help just yet, but I think we're going to get him some help soon. I think.
Another big out there. He sees it going.
As we see another car pull out of that group, maybe getting hot again.
Oh,
As we're trying to avoid a lap car. Able to do it, it looks like. And Garrett Kinder, I apologize. Really trying to go take that lead away. But it does look like Tony Calhoun is on the outside. Garrett Kinder maybe in fourth on that inside line right now. As we're down to, looks like about a 10-car pack here. Those 3 in the back, though, trying to get back and hooked up here. Josh Oswald, Justin Hendry, and Jesse Necula.
Yeah, those the top 4 or 5 about the only not tore up race cars.
Yeah, and it's not surprising to come to Daytona and see messed up race cars. It's just too much can happen here with, plate racing and pushing and getting aggressive. You accidentally push the wrong part of that back bumper and, well, you got the big one once again. So, yeah, not surprising to see some damaged cars in this field. Tony Calhoun falling back. No help just yet on that outside as we are coming to 15 to go this time by. We're going to start seeing some aggression here, I bet.
Yeah, we're inside 15 to go. If you want to make a move, start thinking about it.
Yeah, and, last lap is every man for himself, but up until that last lap, you can still orchestrate something to get to the lead of the 13. Michael Haints wrecking. We're going to see if that brings out a caution. Because we have more wrecking, I believe. Does not bring out a caution. We're going to go see what happened to him.
There it is.
Caution is out. They had wrecking in front of him. And he checked up in the 31, hits him twice, and turns him around.
Yeah, big accordion effect, and the 31 just didn't get up, wet up in time. And he did. I was about to say he kept it out of the wall, and then he nosed it right in on my replay.
Yeah, the first contact, they were able to keep it straight, but then a second bump spins that car around for another caution. Coming down to 15 to go. We're going to have probably maybe 10 or 11 laps when we go green. So, this is money-making time right here, Alex.
Yeah. You get them re-racked and stacked.
Looks like we're going to have 11 cars on the lead lap currently. Maybe 10. And Zach Wilson, he's led a good amount of laps and is 13 laps right now away from victory. But even 13 laps, at Daytona, that's just too much time to secure a win. You can only secure the win on the front stretch of the last lap because, that just kind of explains Daytona and what can happen here.
Yeah, just because you're in the, like we said all night, just because you're up front right now doesn't mean you're going up front when it counts.
Yeah, if we were to see this next week at Atlanta, you'd think maybe the lead car has a little bit better of a chance to hold on than he does here at Daytona. I don't think we'll see any cars pit. Shouldn't, anyways, with 13 to go. Maybe some guys in the back that don't have much to lose can put some tires on.
Get a little bit more damage fixed, maybe.
Yep, after that fast repair, it's just about fixing what you can. You're not going to have a perfect car anymore. It's hard to have a perfect car at the end of the race at Daytona.
If you do, go buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah, that goes for any super speedway. If you can keep your car clean, I mean, even if you don't win, that's a win in itself just to keep your car clean. As you see in the bottom, looks like 4 or 5 cars in pit road. Looks like all those guys are a lap down currently, or at least 1 lap down, maybe more. Like I said, it's going to come down to now, looks like 11 cars for the victory as somebody got the free pass. It looks like Wallace. Brandon Wallace back there in 11.
Yeah, it could be any of those top 10 guys, top 11 guys.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's a run on the outside that gets you to the lead or just a big wreck. I mean, it's just hard not to mention at Daytona how much can happen. Anything can happen. And so, yeah, if you're back in 10th or 11th, don't rule yourself out of winning the race because you definitely still have a chance. The only way you don't have a chance is if you're currently a lap down. That's the only thing that can really stop you at this moment.
Yeah, these 2-minute caution laps are killer when you've been turning 50-second laps.
Exactly. You have the tale of two tapes when you talk about a track like Bristol or Martinsville where you have really short caution laps just like you have really short, green flag laps. And so it goes by a little bit faster there, but when you're at a track like Daytona, it's going to feel like an eternity before you go back green. Are the lights off in the pace car? It looks like they are. Yep, going back to green with 11 laps to go. See if they can't keep it green for most of these laps. Maybe we get a green-white checker to finish this race. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, sometimes these late rate cautions are really good for these guys because they've been battling and swapping back and forth. It gives them a chance to kind of cool down and collect their thoughts and get ready for another hard 10 laps.
Yeah, not going to be easy for any of these guys to win this race. Even if you're Zach Wilson leading this race right now, he's going to have Fry Hubbard, who wants to win this race badly. Everybody in this group wants to win badly. But starting in that second position, he wants to get a good jump and take the lead away from Zach.
Looks like he's hanging back, going to try and time his restart, see if he can't get a little bit better jump than Zach.
Yep, coming to the front stretch for one of the potentially last restarts of the race. Side by side, still for the lead. A good jump from Fry Hubbard.
Tony Calhoun can really push that 11 car really good. He pushed him to the lead earlier in the night. And they're wrecking.
Yeah, wrecking in the back.
And Magic Mike around.
We're going to go back with Joaquin and see what happened here. See if we can't get a better view here. 3 wide racing, and yep, 69, and I couldn't tell the other car, but they get together and cause the caution, and a couple more cars get involved with nowhere to go.
77 of Magic Mike Aribe.
Yep, just another story of nowhere to go. When a wreck happens in front of you, you're so amped up, ready to go green, shifting, and then all of a sudden somebody in front of you is wrecking and there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, it's just kind of insult to injury for those guys back there. Their race cars are all tore up. They're just trying to survive, and they get caught up in another one.
Zach Wilson's enjoying these caution laps, though. Obviously he'd probably like to, win this race under green, but the more caution laps there are, the less green flag laps, the more laps he's leading.
Been listening to the communication between the 13 to 51. That's about as fast as he's got. So that car is tore up.
Yeah, the exterior of the car doesn't look too bad, so maybe just he hit somebody with the front end and that motor is just not running at full power anymore.
He got caught up in that caution with the 31 earlier and got turned and met the inside wall there by pit road pretty good.
Yeah, that probably hurt that motor pretty bad, and a result of why he's running that slow. As these guys finally catch the pace car. And we see Hubbard side by side with the pace car once again.
When you watch that back, that guy, you can't draft off him.
Yeah, it's pretty hard.
Well, no, I know you won't hear me until after this, but you can't draft that guy.
Yeah, after the race ends, we will interview the top 3 finishers. Not set in stone yet. I mean, these 3 guys, Kinder, Hubbard, and Wilson, could all be out of the top 3 by the end of this race. So,
yeah, for those of you tuned in to the couple fun runs we had, those 3 names have brought up a lot.
yeah, especially, these, yeah, like you said, they were leading. Whoever it was, one of them was leading a race in those fun runs. Trying to make a name for themselves before the actual season starts. But tonight, the points you actually get points for wherever you finish, and so whoever can win this race is going to start off. Apologize about that. Are going to start off leading the championship after 1 week.
Yeah, it's a good feeling to come out of week 1 with a points lead. Granted, it's just one race, so it might be the only time you lead the points, but hey, you are the point leader.
Yeah, that's why, these super speedways and NASCAR are vital to, maybe people with a little bit lesser cars to make in the playoffs if they can win one of these super speedway tracks. They're automatically in the playoffs. We're not doing that, but, in real life, it really helps those guys who, don't have as good as cars as those guys out front every week.
Yeah, that and being a 10-week season, you only have 10 chances. One bad race could ruin your entire points chase.
Especially if you're fighting somebody for the lead in the points that is super consistent. You can be super consistent yourself, but if you get in one wreck like you mentioned, and that person finishes somewhere near the front, it's going to put a big gap between the two.
Yeah, and especially having a road course on the schedule, that is a wild card. We don't know who could be a road course ringer here.
Yeah, that, in my opinion, that's more of a wild card than Daytona, because Daytona, everybody has a chance, but when it comes to road courses, some people are good at them, some people it's just not their thing, and so that's a huge wild card for these guys.
There's one person who's really good at road courses and the real life stuff, and that's, I think, a common theme with us is Chase Elliott fans.
Yeah, I mean, I get excited now when we get to road courses, and we'll see if that continues. 6 road courses next season. So, but
yeah, he's won 5 straight. Is it 4 or 5 straight now?
4. As the pace car pulls off, and we're coming to 6 to go. This time by the green flag is out. Another great restart by both leaders, Zach Wilson and Fry Hubbard. Kinder maybe looking to push that leader out front further. As you hear him going through the shifts through the 3rd and 4th gears. Do not want to miss a shift here at Daytona.
No, that will be catastrophic for you and everyone behind you.
Yeah, that outside line, not really behind these front 5. The pack's kind of strung out a little bit. They're going to try to get back to these guys, but 3 there on the inside line, that should help those 3. And not really much built on the outside anyways once these guys do get caught to the back bumpers of these guys. Not a lot on the outside, but you're going to see maybe a few people move out there. Fry Hubbard and Tony Calhoun out there on the outside line.
Yeah, those guys have worked together really good all night.
Yeah, you have to be a good leader, but you also have to be a really good pusher when it comes to it, because if you don't push well, you're definitely not going to get that guy in front of you out to the lead. As we got some guys, going inside and out a little bit here, not holding a consistent line on the backstretch.
These cars can get wild in the draft. That air can do some wild stuff with these cars.
Come to 5 to go. We see Kinder move to the outside line. He's going to side draft a little bit on Zach Wilson. Side by side for the lead. Only 5 laps.
Through the tri-oval.
5 laps to decide a leader here at Daytona. We're going to see if Kinder can clear the 51. Not just yet. And he's able to. Him and Fry Hubbard are going to clear Zach Wilson and move down to the inside line, leaving Tony Calhoun.
Came down a little too hard. Almost went all the way down behind that double yellow.
Now Tony Calhoun's going to look for some help. He's going to get some with a Mick behind him.
Zach Wilson coming out to really get that top line going.
Yeah, we've seen a trend of these outside line guys getting the lead, and then the leader that once was in that third position or second position then jumps out and tries to take the lead back. Garrett Kinder leading this race with 4 laps to go. Looking to win the first race of the season. He's got a long way to go, though.
I've raced with Kinder and Fry Hubbard a couple times. They may be friends right now, but there is a little bit of a rivalry there.
Yeah, you can be friends with someone, but when it comes to being the best in the series, you definitely create some rivalries.
Yeah, Sunday night I was stuck between those two, and I'm like, who do I push? Who do I make friends with?
As Zach Wilson coming back, he will not give up the lead too easily. Tony Calhoun behind him. I mean, Tony Calhoun has just been, I think, the most aggressive tonight with leaving that inside line. We've seen guys like Fry Hubbard and Zach Wilson do it, but we've constantly seen Tony Calhoun out there building up that outside line even when there isn't one.
Yeah, he really wants to. He really doesn't want to do the single file thing. He really wants to get out there and do some side-by-side racing, get that side draft.
Yeah, and guys like Josh Oswald back there in the 5th position, he's not in it right now in terms of leading this race, but even he has a chance to win this race back there side by side with the 70 of Evan and Mick. Two laps to go here at Daytona. Garrett Kinder, your leader, but Zach Wilson looking to take it away side by side. Aggressive racing. We are going to have a great finish here at Daytona.
Oh, yeah, it's going to come down to the very nitty-gritty end.
About to take the white flag. Who's going to lead this lap? Garrett Kinder edging out a little bit. But the most important of this 75-lap race is coming up as these guys are about to take the white flag side by side for the lead lap 75. Here is where there are no friends, everybody for themselves.
2.5 miles to go at the fabled Daytona International Speedway under the lights. You can't write a better storybook ending than this right now.
Oh, Zach Wilson turning! Fry Hubbard! And that is probably going to end this race with the yellow flag. Not just yet as we go out here with Garrett Kinder. Nobody even close to him.
Well, there goes the exciting finish for Daytona.
Garrett Kinder's happy to see nobody behind him, though. As coming out of turn 4, Garrett Kinder with a 2.5 lead over Jesse Necula. And he is going to win the first race of the season here at Daytona International Speedway.
It's better to be lucky than good.
Going down that backstretch, side drafting was definitely a thing. And, it just a little bit too much side drafting causing contact and causing a lot of spinning. And we mentioned right before the last restart or the second to last restart that, guys like Hubbard and I can't remember who else was out there. Zach Wilson, you know, even though they're in the top three, potentially they could be out of it by the end of the race. And everybody but Kinder is out of the top three that I just mentioned, as Jesse Nekula and Patrick Drabik come home second and third. But the winner of this race, Garrett Kinder, a great way to start the season for him.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what he wanted. Get the momentum going early. I found the incident. It looks like Zach just washed up just a tiny hair, and Tony Calhoun just didn't have time to get out of it.
Yeah, after these burnouts, we'll definitely go
Not sure
ahead.
if there was contact before that.
We'll definitely go ahead and check out the wrecks after Kinder does his burnouts, as he makes a little bit of contact with that wall. Doesn't matter now what damage you have.
Yeah, go ahead and knock that body all whack so it doesn't fit in the templates.
He's going to end those burnouts. Now we're going to go check out what happened on that last lap. Maybe not ending the burnouts. He is still going strong. We're going to now go check out what happened there on the last lap on the back stretch, and then we're going to get those guys in here.
Maybe he's trying out for Summer Nats, that big Australian burnout competition.
Hey, I'd say he did a pretty good job there. See if we can't find when the wreck happened. So it's already happened there.
Looks like turn 2 of lap 75.
Yep, there it is. We're gonna. Ooh, contact from Tony Calhoun, and causes a big one. We saw a big one early on, and we see a big one to end the race. As you see a lot of cars there, looking like the SK modified cars. I know that they probably don't think that's funny and amusing, but I'm sorry. It caught me off guard a little bit there. All right, we're going to go ahead and pull up the results and get these guys in here. As there you see your results, and so I'm going to go ahead and pull our winner in here, Garrett Kinder. See if he's in here. He should be.
He's down the waiting room. There's just too many people.
Waiting room, all right. I like that. All right, so there's Garrett Kinder. Hey, Garrett, you got a copy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, congratulations winning this race. A lot of drama there at the end. What was your plan going into this race?
Well, my plan was to kind of link up. I had talked to some guys beforehand. My original plan was to not qualify and just kind of link up with somebody during the race and see what happened. Went out and got the pole and ended up linking up with the 51 there for a little bit. And then, of course, Fry Hubbard, he helped me out again. And it's really unfortunate what happened there at the end. I was sure looking to go side by side with 51 for the win, but I'll take a W any day.
Yeah, I called it out early in the race at the 11 and the 76. We're going to hook up and do some wild stuff.
Yeah, he's a heck of a push man. Me and him work really well together. I don't know what the chemistry is or where it came from. I'm pretty new, and it just works, and I don't argue with success.
We
It's
saw
better to be lucky than good.
Yeah, we saw some people throughout the race taking tires when others weren't. How important were tires to you in terms of racing here at Daytona?
Well, I took tires on every pit stop except my very last one. It was a splash and go just because I wanted to get out with the 51. People say they're not too important, but even towards the end of some of those longer green flag runs, the car just wasn't quite as steady, and you could kind of feel it in the steering wheel, and it was just kind of starting to drift a little bit. So, a lot of people say they're not too important. I'm a firm believer at tires Daytona.
All right, Alex, you got anything else for him?
Take us to that last lap. What was going through your head when you're coming out of turn 2 into the backstretch, and there's no one behind you.
Yeah, I had my spotter in my ear. Coach, got to thank him. He was spotting me this whole race. White flag comes out and then come through turn 2, and next thing I know, my rearview mirror's empty, and he's saying, "Is that it? Is that it?" And I said, "As far as I know." And then somebody came across comms and said, "Good win 76." So I just brought her home. There wasn't a whole lot going through my mind except for making sure I didn't mess up. It'd be kind of embarrassing to throw it away by myself and on an island, but there wasn't a whole lot going through my mind. Just getting back to the line. I haven't run much at Atlanta. I'm looking forward to it. From what I can tell and kind of look at, it kind of turns into one of those low banking tracks, especially on older tires. I seem to do pretty well at miles and mile and a half on old tires. So hopefully that strategy, I'll probably end up running the high line like I always do, and hopefully it'll play out.
All right. Well, you got any shout outs you want to throw out there?
Yeah, I want to thank everybody over at Reaper Racing. Good group of guys, me, Coach. We work really well together. Of course, thank everybody in the league. Thank y'all up in the booth. Heck of a week one. Hopefully we can keep it rolling.
Well, nice win. Looking forward to seeing that racing next week, and congratulations on your points lead after week 1.
I appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.
You too. All right, we're going to move him out of here. You want to go back into the waiting room or just the race com? Oh, he left himself. All right.
No, I moved him.
So, you did? Okay, appreciate it. We're going to get second place Jesse Nekula in here. See if he's in the, I don't know if he's in Discord anymore.
I don't see him.
Yeah, he was in the waiting room earlier, I believe, so we'll see if he
go ahead and get Patrick
in.
DeBrick up here.
Yeah, go ahead and get him in here.
My screen's just not quite big enough.
You're fine, I'll get him in here.
But,
Hey, Patrick, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, you finished third. A lot of wrecking there at the end. How happy were you how happy were you to see all that wrecking and clean track in front of you?
Well, they started wrecking to the outside of me, and I got collected up in it a little bit, but I was able to keep the car pointed straight, and it kept going. I think the whole front end of the car was ripped off, but I was able to keep it going and get across the finish line, so I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah, restrictor plate race is really just a war of attrition, and you were up front most of it, and somehow managed to survive to the end.
Yeah, and I was involved in the lap 5 incident and thought, wow, it was early to get wrecked at that point in time, but got the car fixed up and was able to stay clean the rest of the race. So pretty thankful about that, because you're right, that restrictor plate racing can be pretty tricky stuff.
Yeah, you never want to use that quick repair within the first 10 laps, because then you really got to take care of your car.
Yeah, and there at one point in time, I dropped out of the front pack and just fell to the back with my teammate and just kind of rode around to be safe, because I was using that quick repair on lap 5. I knew I needed to be safe.
Well, you kind of answered part of the question I was about to ask you. So, coming into restrictor plates here at Daytona specifically, do you like to stay patient until the end of the race, or are you usually looking to be aggressive all 75 laps?
I usually like to stay aggressive. I like to stay towards the front of the pack. I've found that to be the best strategy. I have done many races where I've dropped to the back and just end up getting caught in other people's stuff. So I try to stay somewhat aggressive, but once I get up into the top 10 to 5, I tend to ride and try to get some separation.
All right, Alex, you got anything else for Mr. Patrick?
Nope.
All right,
Patrick. Anybody we want to thank?
Yeah, huge shout out. It was my first official race with the league. Had a blast. Huge shout out to my teammate Jamie at Jam Kook Racing. Great first showing, and I know he had to gut it out being involved in a couple wrecks. So had an awesome time. Looking forward to next week.
Yeah, hopefully seeing a couple of the series. You got your eye on any?
What was that?
You got your eye on running any more series with the original Rebels crew?
Yeah, absolutely. I plan on running the entire Xfinity series, and we'll see what comes available in some of the other ones. But the Xfinity, I definitely plan on running the full season.
Awesome. Well,
All
looking
right,
forward to.
can't wait to call you all year.
All right, I appreciate it, fellas.
Yeah, you have a nice night.
You too.
All right, that was Patrick Jerbick coming home in the third position. Well, Alex, 75 laps later at Daytona. A lot of action, a lot of wrecking, but overall a fun race to watch. What are your takeaways from this first week racing?
It started off a little rough, and then we got that nice long green flag run, and then as the chaos set in on us in the last lap, it kind of got a little violent, I guess.
Yeah, everybody
But
definitely got aggressive there.
yeah, I mean, it happens with restricted plate race, especially in the last lap. You really don't see moves like that until turn 3, 4, and then the tri-oval. But they were ready and raring to go, I guess.
Yep, so next week we head to Atlanta Motor Speedway, a fun 1.5 mile track. Old surface on it, very bumpy. Going to be interesting to see how these guys manage their tires there. What are you looking to get out of Atlanta next week?
I don't really know a whole lot about Atlanta. I'm only been on iRacing for 3 months, so I haven't had a chance to buy the track or get on it yet.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can definitely say that tires are the most important thing there. Like I mentioned, the surface is an older one and it wears tires very quickly, and so definitely look for some of these guys to save their tires throughout the race, and we're really going to see who's better on the older tires. We're going to see 125 laps there next week. Looking forward to that. One more time, we're going to bring up the original Rebel Racing League broadcasts and leagues. So you see Intensity Broadcasting and us, Rebels Racing Network, bringing you 4 leagues per week, starting once December comes around and the Dirt Series starts up. But the Sunday night trucks start at 10 o'clock at night, presented by Intensity Broadcasting. Friday night Extreme Xfinity Series we watched tonight, 9 o'clock start time for those. Saturday night Send It Cup Series, those start at, it's covered on my screen, so I apologize, at 8 o'clock on those Saturday nights. That should be fun. Tomorrow night, I believe we are, I can't remember what track we're at, but I'll get that fixed. And then we have the Tuesday night Dirt Invaders starting December 1st. Those will be at 9 o'clock at night. Once again, if you're interested in joining the league, definitely look it up on iRacing and send in a request to join. It's a lot of fun to broadcast, and I mean, Alex can attest that it's a very fun race to race, or league to race in. And so if you want to or interested, definitely send a request in. You got anything, Alex, before we head out of here?
Nope. I think we have we're down to 2 races left in the Sunday night league, and it is an intense points battle. I think I came out somehow, miracle, I came out with the points lead again, but it's tight. So there'll be some good racing, some good points battling going on in the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, so definitely look up Intensity Broadcasting on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook to see that in a couple nights. But for us, tomorrow night, the Saturday night Send It Cup Series, make sure to tune in for that. That's going to be an exciting race. And from the booth, Zach Wetstein, Alex Veith, that has been the Rebels Racing Network broadcast of the Extreme Xfinity Series. See you guys tomorrow night.